Episode 9 is set to end the Skywalker saga and the sequel trilogy itself by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, thankfully, we are just 8 days away from Star Wars Celebration, which is going to be the time and place of the official title reveal as well as the teaser trailer by J.J. Abrams and crew. Now, one aspect of Episode 9 that a lot of people are truly looking forward to seeing in this movie are the interactions between both Kylo Ren and Rey in this story. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the actual concept art descriptions, has all to do with the battle between both Rey and Kylo Ren within the third act of the movie. Specifically, a description of one of the ending sequences between both Rey and Kylo Ren, where it's described that Kylo is chasing Rey on a speeder, where Kylo begins to shoot at her as both Rey and Kylo are making a jump over a gap in a broken bridge. The next goes over a sequence that involves both Rey and Kylo Ren using opposite lightsabers against each other, where it's said that this is where Kylo is trying to make her turn to the dark side, and that Kylo reveals a certain truth that angers Rey. It's described that Rey taps into the dark side just like Luke did in Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, creating a parallel where she sprints toward Kylo and kicks him down a hill where he eventually lands on the ground, with Rey jumping off and attempts to make a deadly strike before Kylo dodges it. The next goes over Kylo using Anakin's lightsaber against Rey, where it's described that during this battle sequence in the background, falling Star Destroyers can be seen, creating small shockwaves of dust that eventually reach out to both Rey and Kylo Ren during their lightsaber duel. So I want to go over a couple of parts about this and as to why this seems like J.J. Abrams' attempt at the massive lightsaber duel between both Anakin and Obi-Wan. Now, we do know that JJ is really trying his very best in order to create a proper lightsaber duel in this movie that's truly going to resonate with fans around the world. So first things first, the one thing that really does impress me is how there is going to be a sequence in this movie in which both Rey and Kylo Ren actually use opposite lightsabers. So for example, Kylo Ren is using Rey's lightsaber, also known as Anakin's, and Rey is using Kylo Ren's, for a sequence where both of them are actually taking strikes at each other, trying to kill each other from what it seems. But this is, however, also a scene in which Kylo is trying to make one last attempt to turn Rey to the dark side of the Force, in which he reveals a certain truth to Rey that angers her, that makes her tap into the dark side of the Force. So it does make one wonder to themselves now, right? What kind of truth did Kylo Ren really reveal to Rey in this particular sequence that's going to create quite a parallel to that of course, Return of the Jedi? Now, you guys may recall that in Return of the Jedi, Darth Vader is pretty much, telling Luke Skywalker that he knows about Leia, that he knows that, Leia is his sister, and that maybe she will turn to the dark side. That angers Luke Skywalker, so it seems like that JJ is creating a parallel, except making things a little bit more surprising, where Kylo is actually delivering a certain revelation about the character of Rey that's going to anger her and make her tap into the dark side of the Force, where she goes up against Kylo and eventually kicks him down a hill, where he eventually lands on the ground, where she attempts to make a strike, a deadly strike against Kylo, before he eventually dodges it. Now, like I say, we do know that there will be Reylo elements in this movie, and I'm really kind of finding it very odd how there are moments in this movie in which both Rey and Kylo Ren are trying to kill each other. Then there are going to be scenes where it seems like they're going to be very intimate with each other, and very much, that romantic angle of Star Wars. So I'm not quite sure how they're going to transition this. I think that this is all obviously going to be done through the new villain and or the new threat in this movie that's truly going to make these characters of Rey and Kylo Ren, have their interactions with each other on screen in Episode 9. So the other one of which that I do want to go over is the scenery of the lightsaber duel. So it's actually described that at one point in time where both Rey and Kylo Ren are fighting each other on the actual, outside portion of the actual headquarters of the First Order, we have a lot of Star Destroyers falling down to the ground in the background, creating massive shockwaves in the background that eventually lead to both Kylo Ren and Rey, pretty much, giving them some, visual problems of when they're actually fighting in their lightsaber duel in this movie. So, like I say, do I think that this battle is going to really stack up to what we got in Revenge of the Sith between both Anakin and Obi-Wan. That I really can't say for sure because, you know, we haven't really seen any of this visually speaking, right? We haven't seen this on screen yet. So it's all about how it's going to be executed on the big screen, the music, the special effects, the lightsaber moves that are to be used in this movie, which by the way sound great so far. And of course, exactly, you know, what the action is going to be like, how it's just going to flow, and how long it's really going to be. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below, let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.